We open this morning with words from the poet Alberto Rios. We are of a tribe. We plant seeds in the ground and dreams in the sky, hoping that someday roots of one will meet the upstretched limbs of the other. It has not happened yet. We share the sky, all of us, the whole world. Together we are a tribe of eyes that look upward, even as we stand on uncertain ground. The earth beneath us moves quiet and wild, its boundaries shifting, its muscles wavering. The dream of sky is indifferent to all this, impervious to borders, fences, reservations. The sky is our common home, the place we all live. There we are in the world together. The dream of sky requires no passport. Blue will not be fenced. Blue will not be a crime. Look up. Stay a while. Let your breathing slow. Know that you always have a home here.
My name is Kathleen Coate. Welcome to MVUUF. I serve as the secretary on the Board of Trustees. We especially welcome those visiting us for the first time today or early in their journey with us. We invite you to fill out the visitor form on the welcome table just at the entrance and take a green visitor packet home. Folks on Zoom or YouTube can find the visitor form in the chat. Perhaps like you, I find myself today not just looking for community, but craving it. This past Thursday, 2 days after the election, I was sitting with two other colleagues at my place of work, Normandale Community College. One of us had a small Post-it note of things they were afraid of, words and phrases written very small, like historical fascism, misogyny, racism, and surveillance filled the Post-it note. It spurred discussions of things we can do to teach and to protect our students about data privacy and information literacy. After discussing the heavy topics written on this little 2x2 Post-it note, we put it down. After a moment of silence, another one of us reached into their backpack and produced 2 jars of homemade pickles. 1 jar of slices and 1 of spears. We opened the jars, grabbed some forks, and dug in. We commented on the sweetness, the dill flavors, and the crunch factor of each bite. We discussed the communal nature of cultivating and sharing of our own garden labors. We nourished our bodies and our relationships through this simple act of sharing. I will continue to seek out as many spaces as I can where I can share Post-its and pickles in a delicate and vital balance to carry on. Again, welcome to MVUUF. It is good to be together today.
Our chalice lighting today is from Still We Rise. It's a little bit longer, so I'm going to read the not bold, and could you all please read the bold? Instructions on living in a broken world.
Lean into community, seek out love.
Applaud the good you see, keep paying attention.
Talk to your neighbors, dance to music, and embrace art.
Look for love and small joys. Take breaks and relish in nourishing your body.
Donate what you can. Linger at the dinner table with friends.
Check in with your people. Let yourself grieve.
Love one another as deeply as you can. The storm is upon us, and we must hold on. Don't give up. We're here together.
Thank you. Our opening hymn this morning is number 131. I invite you all to rise and sing with gusto. Love will guide us.
Free to
A few years ago, I was at a conference for mediation and restorative justice, and Dr. Asia King said these words: when we feel like the issues of others don't belong to us, that's when we're in trouble. Beloveds, it feels like we're in trouble. I know that. We know that. And in these times when we feel that weight, that sadness, that confusion, that rage, it can feel like our moments, our joy, our sorrow is too small to worry about. But we come here together to remember that those are the moments, the connections, the divinity among and between us that make life so precious. It is from those moments that pain arises. And so, we take a moment each week as we gather to share joys and sorrows, moments of our lives, so that we kindle this connection, this interdependence, this holy love among us. Yesterday in this space, I had the joy amidst the sorrow of getting to know John Keeley, a man I will never meet, through the love, through the eyes, through the hearts of people who knew and loved him. Let us continue to know each other in this space and as we go out into the world. If there are joys or sorrows here for anyone in here who wants to share, the ushers will bring the microphone. And as that online, you can put it in the chat and we will share it, try to share there. And as the microphones come around, I do want to hold up that tomorrow is Veterans Day. And that is a memory that is rife with both joy and deep sorrow. And so let us hold in our hearts those who have served and those who have lost their lives. And as long as I have the microphone, I will share a mixed joy and sorrow. My father was in the hospital this week. Some low hemoglobin, some internal bleeding. He has gone home. They think things are okay. It is entirely possible that they sent him home because he is cranky and they just wanted to get him out. But so far it looks promising. That apple did not fall far from the tree. If there are joys and sorrows here, please raise your hand and the ushers will bring you the microphone.
Hi, Barb Gilliand. This is kind of a silly joy, but I know in this room there are many of you who for years and years have been looking for a convenient opportunity to try line dancing. And one thing that Nicole forgot to mention about this coming Saturday night is that the program will include a line dance done by 4, including me. And it's a fairly long but simple line dance. And we're inviting all of you who've been waiting years for this opportunity to join us. So I look forward to that happy experience.
I'm Karen Olson, and I'm going to tag on that OCC plug too. It is my joy that I will be hanging artwork on Thursday, and this is the last call. If you have anything you'd love to display, please come find me because we'd love to put it up.
I'm Alexander Barrett. I have 2 joys to share from the past few days. One is that I had a night that it was just me and my son, and we decided to get some furniture off of Facebook Marketplace because we're doing a couple rooms in our house. And we picked up a U-Haul and spent 4 hours driving around the Twin Cities to 5 different houses, picking up dining tables and chairs and a bench. And it was just delightful to see my neurodivergent son and myself just have fun together with no screens and no distractions and sitting in a car for 4 hours. And also, my son on Saturday had his first soccer game on his first soccer team ever, and had so much fun, and that is just a big milestone for him to be a part of a team and be really excited about it. And yeah, it was a really great weekend.
4 hours in a car without screens, you're making me rethink the idea of miracles.
Well, also to tap into line dancing, I couldn't resist the segue opportunity. Gracie, my daughter, 17, went line dancing with her friends this past week, and she came back and I said, how was the line dancing? And she said it was great. It was some good, wholesome fun with a lot of older people. And I was like, and I said, this is what you want to hear your 17-year-old say. Wholesome fun, you can't ask for more than that. And then also, of course, on the second note, and I know Laura shared this last week, but she's right. There was no way I wasn't going to share it live today, which is that Gracie. Yeah, I know. I watched it, so
Everybody
I saw
get
that.
prepared with the gasp.
Gracie won the state race last weekend. The fuller story is not only did she win, but she won by 10.5 seconds, which is huge at state. And the second place finisher was her teammate, which has not happened in Highland Park where she goes to school history. And also their whole school, their girls team for the school, won on the team level of things. So it was a big year for their team. And this weekend she's in South Dakota running a race that gives her the potential to qualify for nationals if she places in the top 5. So that was, to tie into the gratitude, I'm so grateful to have had one of, like, probably easily top 10 moments of joy in my life, to have that to fuel me leading into what happened, of course, subsequently this week, as a reminder that there's still good in the world and things to be grateful for and moments of great joy too. So, thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Nikki. Mine's not quite that joyful, but just a little joy/sorrow. My 3 kids last night spent the first night since May with their dad, and I will hopefully see them in the next hour or 2. So mom's a little anxious, but they had a good night, I think. So some repair with their relationship, which is really good for them. So.
My name is Gretchen Gray, and I don't have a joy and I don't have a sorrow, but I'd like to share with you all of how I am coping with the elephant in the room. I'm working on breathing and finding that it really helps, the deep breathing, but I'm also finding room in my heart for empathy for all of the voters who trusted him and believe that their lives are going to get better, and it's heartbreaking to know that they're not. I hope to be wrong. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Laura. My joy today is that my son is here. Can you stand up, please? Opus is visiting from Portland, and I'm so happy that he's here. He's been here for a music festival the last couple days. I'm going with him to the concert tonight. So keep me in your thoughts as I navigate my way through a rave-ish, psychedelic, trippy music experience. Yeah, huzzah. Anyway, thank you.
Hi. I have to go to the Mayo Clinic on Wednesday, and it costs me over $100 to get there. So if anyone is going to Rochester on Wednesday, please let me know. Thank you. Gail Russell.
Hi, I'm Carla Reese. I work at a school. I was talking to an administrator, and their heartbreak is palpable. They were saying, how do we look at our children, meeting the students, and continue to try to teach them that being a good person is important, that empathy and compassion and doing the right thing are what helps you get ahead in the world when the examples are so stark and so different. There was heartbreak in that person's voice. Please continue to support your school boards. Vote for the people who stand for your values. Find ways to support the schools in other ways. Not to be I don't know what the word is, but shop their book fairs. Honestly, attend their events, get to know the people, get to know the students, volunteer at a school. They're always looking for people to help with classroom help in the libraries, help anywhere, putting up art. Be there, know what it's like, really understand what happens in these amazing institutions that take care of so many kids and do so much for them. Please, please, please don't forget your schools. Keep helping us. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Marcy Lovejoy, and a great joy is that the last couple of months, UU here has set up a meal train for me, and there's just been a lot of wonderful meetings, or meals, and company at the meals and stuff, and so it's just really been a great kindness, and I enjoyed getting to know a number of people better. On the side of sorrow, I have a nephew that has been on life support all week, and they had to let him go yesterday, and hopefully a joy will be that his organ donations will save some lives. But he had a hard life. He's about 42 and a lot of struggles, but he was a wonderful person.
Sarah Collins. There are many of us in this congregation that are with a Christian background or a Christian heritage. In fact, when I was newly a member here, Pastor Laura made the accommodation to baptize my son, which I will always appreciate to this day. Many of us chose to come here instead of a traditional church because we believe that the main word of Jesus was love, and love is the center of our values here. So many of us have akin to Tuesday to the Bible passage Luke 23:18-25, and that is when the public could have saved Jesus but voted not to. So please lift up us as well, because this is unfortunately has become very biblical in the worst way possible. Thank you.
Matthew Schneider. Some of you know, mostly some may not, I do work as a federal contractor, and I've had some very hard conversations with several not low-level, not high-level government officials this last week. I just want you to know that they feel the same pain that we feel, and they're going through the hard transition right now as well. So, for anyone that serves our country, keep them in your thoughts. They're not all bad people. A lot of them are good, and they deserve our support. Thank you.
Is it on? I'm Candace McClenahan, and Nan Corliss and Judy Wagner and I just got back from 3 weeks in Morocco. And I just want to share on behalf of our experience that it is possible to live in a country where people do live in harmony together. It's a 98% Muslim country, but both Christians and Jews are vital members of the community and accepted and neighbored very well. So it is possible. But the other thing I just wanted to share is that I do feel blessed that I've been able to travel a lot in my life. And I know that not everybody can do that. But there are ways that you can get involved and learn about other cultures. I know that even Rhodes Scholar has these things online. You can learn and learn a lot about it. But I think travel is so important, and learning about other cultures. I don't think it's a coincidence that out of the 16 members of our group, every one of them had voted for Harris and Wallace. Because travel does open your mind, makes you realize of the commonality that we share, and that's what we all really need to aim for.
Richard, do we have anyone online? Okay. Oh, we have one more up front. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Marissa Grady. I just wanted to share quickly, I had the privilege of attending a trip with my daughter who's in 6th grade this past week, Monday through Wednesday, which happened to be like just phenomenal timing. So I voted early. I didn't think about it for 3 days. It was amazing. Coming off of what Carla said about, being involved in the school and education and the youth, I think really that's going to be a saving grace for me going forward, is just, the community needs us. Like, part of me, I was talking with someone today, and I was just like, well, I think my stance will just be like, to just kind of sit back and see what happens. But I feel like I actually need to be more active and involved in the community, and I think that's kind of what we're all sharing, is that we need to not hide and fall back because we're afraid of what's going on, but to actively put our beliefs out there and to support the youth and all the people and the diversity that we have and that we hold and that we're able to celebrate still. So I think that that's just so important, and I just wanted to share how meaningful it was for me to connect with these kids and to just kind of bring out the inner child in me and even heal some traumas that I had from that time. I would really recommend just going to the schools and being out in the community during this time. Thank you.
Our value of love has never been about getting ahead in the world. Has it? If we teach our kids that the purpose of love is to get ahead of the world, we're lying to them. To be the one who loves when others aren't loved is an act of self-sacrifice. The blade of grass that stands up gets cut down, but it's worthy because it inspires others to stand up. The value of love is greater than material wealth, power, or violence, because those things are self-defeating by their own nature. People rise up for material things, and others rise up too, and then they come together and annihilate each other. It's not something worth pursuing. And if we teach our children that the purpose of love is advancement in the world, we're selling love short. Love is not worthy for material reasons. Love is worthy because it brings us wealth in spirit. It allows us to come together at scale without fighting and killing each other. And it's a vision. It's not a current reality. We live in a fractured world. Someday, we believe in the future, we will create this ideal society, but we're in a transitive state. I challenge all of you to continue to love despite the temptations of materialism.
Sure.
I'm Ray, and I'm a legal and administrative intern at the City of St. Paul under the Human Rights and Equal Opportunity Department. And we work with contracting to fund projects for the city, and we hire companies that are mostly minorities and women. And I'm just thinking about how this election impacts them, because for us, they're just company names, but I know that there are people behind those and there are families behind those, and I'm not sure if those families are going to be able to stay together or if they're going to be able to stay in the States or whatever. So the best that I can do is give them work, but I've never talked to them outside of work, so I just hope that they're all safe.
Let's take a breath. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. Hold this as it holds us. Not tight, not grasping, but gently, like a flower, like a breath. This joy, this sorrow, it all comes from the same place. A place of holiness, a place of wholeness. We keep building that place from, with, and in love. Blessed be. And now let us sing one more time together, as Laura said, with gusto. And we believe in life and in the strength of love, and we have found a need to be together. We have our hearts to give, we have our thoughts to receive, and we believe that sharing is an
Friends, our offering this month is being shared with Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center. Chad, can you help? Or Nicole's got it, never mind. This is an excellent way that we practice putting our ministries outside of our doors. Every month, we share half of our offering with an organization that is doing great work in the community. And this month, it's also an opportunity for us to address, white supremacist culture, colonial settlerism that many of our ancestors brought here and that still continue this day that we're trying to dismantle. Minnesota Indian Women's Resource Center does important and great work within their community. Thank you for your support this month. Will the ushers please come forward to take the offering?
Hey, I'm Elvis. I'm Laura's son. So this song I'm going to sing, I wrote this song years ago, mostly as a romantic love song. My mom's always loved this song. She always loves when I play it, so she wanted me to play it when I came here. But we switched it up a bit. She helped rewrite the words a little bit, and it's less about romantic love and more about community love and loving each other and loving yourself. I was trying to think of how to spin this song more, how to talk about it, and then something kind of intense happened last night. So I was walking with a friend downtown very late in Minneapolis, and we met this guy who was very distressed. He had just been robbed. He just lost his phone. He didn't know how to get back to his Airbnb. He didn't know who to call. He didn't know what to do. He was quite inebriated. We were also a bit inebriated. But it was a very, it's one of those moments where, you know, somebody's reaching out for help and you're apprehensive at first, right? There's that feeling we have to not want to be vulnerable to help people. I'm certain all of you, as I have walked past countless people in need who need help. And we don't always have the space or the ability to give people help, but these are times when we need that more than ever. We need to help each other. We need to help ourselves first. Take care of yourself, heal yourself, but then we need to take care of each other. Because the people in power only serve to take care of themselves, so we need to take care of each other. This song's called Wouldn't It Be Nice? Another morning is falling forward. These days keep slipping by. The man in the mirror told me a story today, inviting me to make a change. After one more dawn, we'll be on our way. Spin, spin goes the world we're living in. Bang, bang in the cities we live. Lights flash bright and we're diving in again. Well, wouldn't it be nice if we could live like we're really meant? We'd cut out all the bullshit and take on the important things, like living every day just to hold you in my heart. I promise not to hurt you. Dream away. Spin, spin goes the world we're living in. Bang, bang in the cities we live. Lights flash bright and we're diving in again. Wouldn't it be nice if we could all feel loved? We'd have bike rides on the moon. We'd dance among the stars. We'd have Christmas every day, Halloween every night. Sounds like a plan to me. Spin, spin goes the world we're living in. Bang, bang in the cities we live. Lights flash bright and we're diving in again. Now the morning violent afternoon, a not so silent night. All just signs we're living proof we are not all madmen. Love can be our cure, because if it's all meaningless, our world would be obscure. So I'll reach for you if you reach for me. The day turns time and our love prevails. Well, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be nice? Thank you.
Holding Vigil by Allison Luderman. My cousin asks if I can describe this moment. The heaviness of it, like sitting outside the operating room while someone you love is in surgery, and you're on those awful plastic chairs eating flaming Doritos, because they're from the vending machine, and it's the only thing that seems appealing to you, dinner-wise. Waiting for the moment when the doctor will come out in her scrubs and face mask, which she'll pull down to tell you whether your beloved will live or not. That's how it feels as the hours tick by, and everyone I care about is texting me with the same cold lump of dread in their throat, asking if I'm okay, telling me how scared they are. I suppose, in that way, this is a moment of unity. The fact that we are all waiting in the same hospital corridor for the same patient who is on life support. And we're asking each other, will he wake up? Will she be herself? So we're taking turns holding vigil, as families do, and bringing each other coffee from the cafeteria, and some of us think she's going to make it, while others are already planning what they'll wear to the funeral, which is also what happens at times like these. So I tell my cousin, I don't think I can describe this moment. Heavier than plutonium. But on the other hand, in the grand scheme of things, I mean the whole sweep of human history, a soap bubble. Because empires are always rising and falling, and whole civilizations die. They do. They get wiped out, and this happens all the time. It's just a shock when it happens to your civilization, your country, when it's someone from your family on the respirator. And I don't ask her how she's sleeping or what she thinks about when she wakes at 3 in the morning, because she's got 2 daughters, and that's the thing. It's not just us older people. Forget about us. We had our day, and we burned right through it. Gasoline, fast food, cheap clothing. But right now, I'm talking about the babies. And not just the human ones, but the turtles and the owls and the white tigers, the redwoods, the ozone layer, the icebergs, for the love of God. Every single blessed being on the face of this earth is holding its breath in this moment. And if you're asking, can I describe that, cousin? Then I gotta say no. No one could describe it. We all just have to live through it, holding each other's hands.
feel like there's already been a lot of preaching this morning, so I'm just going to go home. That's all right. Also, I know some of you like me to announce it, the service is going to run long this morning, so if you do have somewhere to go, we won't be offended if you have to get off here. So last Tuesday evening, that cold lump of dread that was talked about in that poem started forming in my throat, probably in many of yours. By the time my spouse Emily and I went to bed, the direction of the election did not seem to be going the way that we had hoped. We didn't say much to each other after that. What could we say? What would we say? We brushed our teeth, we took our nighttime meds, we put on our sleep clothes, we wrestled the bunched up covers out from under the dog and pushed her aside on the bed where she had already nested. It all looked so normal, even though it felt like everything was falling apart. We climbed in bed and I reached out for her and put my hand on her shoulder for a while, longer than usual. And then I recoiled back to myself and went to sleep. The results came early in the morning when most of us were still sleeping, right? Groggily, we woke up. No doubt we all reached for phones, tablets, or turned on the TV. I did not reach for my phone with any sort of eagerness fueled by some starry-eyed hope that had developed in my sleep. No, I reached for it with hesitation, full of dread, knowing what the news would likely be. And there it was. Got up from bed. I went out into the living room and gazing out our patio window, saw a thick white fog that was covering everything and said to myself, figures. Maybe you did too, right? Universe with its omens letting us know. Emily and I hugged each other but still couldn't muster up much conversation. I would say that we were stunned silent. But if I'm being honest, we all knew that these results were possible all along. Can you be stunned when something's not a surprise? I eventually made my way here, and I was reminded as I was coming in that day on Wednesday of another dreary morning that felt like I did last Wednesday. And that was the Sunday morning here, the Sunday after the 2016 election. Right, when the results were also not what we had hoped for. And at that point, they were not what we could have expected, right? We thought we had that one. Now, I was still new here then, and I had only started a couple months earlier, and this was the first time early in my ministry that I felt like the weight of the world was on my shoulders. What were we supposed to do next? How would we meet the challenges ahead of us? It was so heavy, the task at hand, and I was so afraid. I got here early that day. There were no other cars in the parking lot. And it was a very overcast morning, kind of like today. But the autumn clouds that morning, they were hanging low, and they were moving in layers. You could kind of see them. Again, I felt so overwhelmed. I also felt like I needed to get in the building to get to my to-do list, those of you that know me. Now I got to get to that to-do list. To fight against my fear, to do something. Get moving. To form and lead a response to those election results which had absolutely stunned us into disbelief. I needed to get going. I needed to get going right now. No time for slacking, right? No time. And then something inside me said, Laura, you're no good if you're frazzled and distraught. You're no good to anybody. You're no good to yourself, so slow down and take a breath. Sometimes I give myself good advice, but I don't know if you relate to this. I don't always take it. But on that day, I did. I put my backpack down on the seat of my car and I tilted my chin upward to that cool morning sky. And I closed my eyes and I took a few breaths to center myself. And some, but certainly not all, of the tension released. And I took another deep breath. And I opened my eyes and watched the clouds moving against one another. And then I saw a gull fly out from one cloud and disappear into another, gliding so effortlessly, with grace. And I thought to myself, wow, it's not every day you see a gull in Bloomington. I mean, we have some water, but certainly not enough to attract gulls. Maybe my eyes deceived me. Maybe it wasn't a gull. I watched to see if it might be circling and come into view again. And then I thought I caught her shadow in the clouds, and I squinted to see, but it was not her. It was another gull. And then another, and another, and another, and another. And I stood there, mouth gaping, wide open, stunned at what I witnessed for 5 minutes, and watched an entire flock of gulls darting in and out of the clouds. The word stunned means to be taken by surprise. We can be stunned by something shocking like the results of the 2016 election, which we did not seem prepared for. We can also be stunned into a stupor, which is, I think, what happened to a lot of us this week. To be in a stupor is to be in a condition of greatly dulled or completely suspended sense of sensibility, and I felt like that's where maybe a lot of us still are today, and certainly that's where we were earlier in the week, right? On Wednesday when we had gathering space here, one of you said to me, it just feels so strange to be doing normal things today, right? This is a normal response to trauma and grief. Our bodies and our minds and our hearts cannot take the stress, so sometimes we just shut down, unable to respond with anger or joy to whatever is going around us, stunned in that sense. What do you do then? How do you heal? How do you repair a heart that is broken and which you anticipate to continue to break over and over and over again for the foreseeable future, or maybe just for the next 4 years, probably longer than that? And we can be stunned when we witness something of astounding beauty and taken aback to remember the very best and magical things that this life has to offer us. Sometimes, all of the ways that we can be stunned happen at the same time. Actually, if you're paying attention to this life around us, they're always happening, every day. Things that shock us, things that stupefy us, and things that amaze us, every day. Yesterday, we were driving here, Emily and I, for John Keely's Celebration of Life service. And there, I kid you not, sitting in the fields at Jefferson High School was an entire flock of gulls. Now, I had already written the previous part of my sermon that you already heard with the story of how I'd seen them before. So when I saw them again, I was stunned. And as a person whose job it is to make meaning of all of the big and small things of life, whether somebody asks me to or not, I immediately went and looked up, what gulls symbolize in a spiritual sense of the word. And I found on the web that in Native American folklore, especially among coastal tribes, gulls are often seen as messengers who carry connections between the physical and spiritual world, and that they are revered as totems of resourcefulness, adaptability, and survival. Oh. Gulls are believed to help navigate through difficult times, showing a keen intelligence and a connection to the water element, which is so deeply symbolic of emotion and intuition. So that's why they're here. And also because they migrate through here from the Great Lakes. Yes. Gulls are resourceful. They'll eat anything. I grew up in California. They'll take a sandwich right out of your hand if you're not paying attention. They are revered as totems of resourcefulness, adaptability, and survival, and they can help us navigate, right? The results of the election will present us with difficult times on many levels, and we will need to be resourceful to ensure that we all survive on a personal and political level. So, and I know this is why you're all here today, what can we do? Where do we start? What is needed right now? Quite simply, we start just by showing up for each other. Though we are aching and grieving right now, we know that one of the ways through this is through the healing power of community, and we have that right here. That's the reason we have visitors, a lot of more than usual visitors here today, right? You're looking for someplace to dial into today. Maybe you're looking for community after today. So this happens right here. So how we get through this is by showing up for each other right here, right now, where we practice giving and receiving from each other in our joys and sorrows, and through acts of kindness like being on a hospitality team, right? Sharing a heartfelt hello to members and friends and visitors every Sunday morning when somebody comes through the door. That's how we get through this. We get through this right here and now by supporting one another's need for grounding and centering. Certainly Sunday services do that, but you can also come on Wednesdays. We've got midweek centering going on. I'm going to be doing a breathing meditation this week. We've got drumming later in the month. You can get through this by singing, by joining the choir, by sharing your music, by feeding people's spirits that way and feeding your own at the same time. We get through this here and now in our free and responsible search for truth and meaning through groups like First Saturday and Second Thursdays and Religion, Ethics, and Ideas, or attend the evening book club. Or guess what? I got a new book club starting next month that's on the monthly themes. You can join me for that. We get through this here and now by creating brave and safe space. We create brave space through our Social Action and Racial Justice Committee, which engage us in broader work than we can do alone. We create brave space when we run our Whole Lives program, which promote truthful and healthy sexuality education for people of all ages and support and celebrate all gender and sexual identities. We create brave space when we engage in the work of dismantling this white supremacist and patriarchal system that we live in, which is made so blatantly apparent by the results of the election. This brave work, this work of creating brave space, it's hard. Because if we don't engage it, nothing will change. But it's hard because we have to be vulnerable in that space too, right? We create brave space when we engage in climate justice in ways that challenge us to look at our everyday actions and routines and reassess them, and then call upon our leaders, no matter what their political party is, including Blue Party, to do more than they're doing right now. Brave space is the space that we create when we do hard things and we face hard truths about ourselves and the world that we create, but it's equally important that we create safe space. We work hard each year on renewing our welcoming congregation status to continue to make ourselves as safe and as welcoming a space as we can be for transgender and non-binary folks, for same-sex loving folks, for bisexuals, pansexuals, asexuals, polyamorous folks, for anyone who's been marginalized by their gender identity or sexuality. We see you, we love you, we are here for you, and you are safe here. P.S. If somebody needs to get married by the end of the year, which seems to be a little bit of a thing going on right now in those communities, send me an email. I do that sort of thing, the quick and dirty little weddings, 15 minutes, just for legal, for legal people. I did that too, so, To female-bodied folks who need safe and legal access to reproductive choices, we see you and we love you, and we're going to create safe space to hold you here. But more than that, we're going to do what we can to fight for your rights. pink hats are on sale everywhere now, I think, so. For the immigrants and refugees, we will not forget you either. Fran Bolke, a beloved member here, has been working with Conversations with Friends for a few years. They're a dedicated humanitarian, all-volunteer, nonprofit organization that visits, writes cards and letters to, and provides safe release and accompaniment to people in 3 county jails nearby where they are detained by ICE. They'll be here in February. They'll be our Sunday sharing partner. We'll learn more about them, and you can learn more about how you can get involved in that work right here. How do we tend to our own grief and trauma, though? How do we offer healing and repair to a world stunned by violence, greed, oppression, and injustice? It starts right here, like it always does, in communities like this, where we show up for one another with kindness and compassion. When we generously engage in giving and receiving to what this community has to offer, because together we create that healing balm, not only to one another to soothe ourselves, but to offer healing and repair to the world that we live in. It starts when we pause and breathe and open our eyes to the stunning beauty and joy that surround us, to the community that surrounds us. It starts when we reach out to comfort one another, to sing together, to rest together, and when the time comes, to rise together in strength and unity to meet the challenges that lie ahead, to create more love, justice, safety in this world for everyone, everywhere. It all starts right here, right now. Blessed be, and amen. Friends, I invite you to join in singing with us our closing hymn, Comfort Me. The verses of the hymn this morning will be woven into a spoken prayer. Nicole's going to start us off, or Nicole already started us off with a solo verse, and I'll lead you when you should sing in between each verse, and I'll share a common prayer with you all.
Sing with
me. I already messed it up. We also like to model imperfection here because you really need to hold on to that. All right, let's do Comfort Me again.
Comfort me. Comfort me. Comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me. Comfort
my soul, at times the challenges I face are too much. Too much illness, too much struggle, too much conflict between family and neighbors, too much suffering in the world known and unknown. I feel helpless and at times hopeless. How can I bear the weight of it all? It's hard to be a human being when our hearts break so easily. Spirit of love, will you comfort me? We sing Comfort Me one more. Oh, my soul, at times I feel alone, isolated, even if there are people around me. It can be hard to share my inner world with others or to let them help me. But when I sing together, I feel others' presence, and I know together we have enough caring to go around for everyone, including me. Gathered in community, will you sing with me? My soul, sometimes I am just weary, and it is hard to get out of bed in the dark morning, hard to face difficult tasks, hard to lift my foot or open my heart. I know I may need rest and time to heal my soul. I may need to refill the well within me. Rest is a gift that I will try to allow myself to have when I need it. Lay down my burdens, not to forget them, but to regain my strength. Friends, will you rest with me? Rest with me. Rest with me. Rest with me, oh my soul. Rest with me. Rest with me. Rest with me, oh my soul. Oh my soul, when I have been nourished with comfort and song, I grow stronger. When I have felt the comforting presence of a caring and supportive community around me, it gives me space to grow. I feel more able to use my power. When I have given my body and spirit the rest they needed, I am renewed. My hope is renewed. My hope then does not dwell as a feeling, but it's lived out in my actions. In power and beauty, I return to the world to bring it my love and joy, and I am ready to rise. Friends, will you rise with us? Rise with me. Rise with me. Rise with me, oh my soul. Rise with me. Rise Friends, will you please all join me in the words for extinguishing our chalice? We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. We have one more song from the choir, but I want to share these words first. You can go. A sheaf is a harvested grain that's been bundled together. You've probably seen them in the fields propped up against one another in that teepee fashion. The song that the choir is going to sing to close us out is from Psalm 126, which I've adapted for you. It's a little more gentle on your ears, replacing the word Lord with love. When love has thrived among us, we were like those who dreamed. Our mouths were filled with laughter, our tongues with songs of joys. Then it was said among the people, love has done great things for us, and we are filled with happiness. May love flow among us like the mighty river that gathers waters from the streams. Those who sow with tears will reap the songs of joy. Those who go out weeping, carrying the seed to sow, will return in songs of joy, carrying the sheaves with them.